What's good, y'all? Um, Making a walk. So we doing this little live chat thing. So we're gonna see how this thing go. But everybody that's popping on, I appreciate y'all on the Twitter side uh jumping into it. But yeah, we're gonna make this a regular thing. We're gonna do this every Tuesday, I think. I hope. So we're gonna have this on Tuesdays. We're gonna have later on, Frankie's gonna do his live chat. Um, Today. I think he's gonna live chat like a whole bunch of times. So he's gonna do his on Tuesday. We do Frankie and Jax on Wednesdays and Sundays. So that's for I guess you could say non-related MMA stuff, but it's really MMA filters in because we watch too much MMA to not talk about MMA. So it's gonna happen. We're gonna talk about it. We kind of have no choice, um, but yeah, if you're into like movies and other sports and just whatever conspiracy theories, whatever, we talk about that on the Frankie and Jax one. But for this one, I was just going to dive into kind of some things that are kind of popping right now, uh, some popular topics, and like on the thumbnail, I put is Hamzat done? At the time, that was kind of the important thing to me that kind of popped out into my head, but um now it's a little bit different. Now what I'm interested in, what I'm kind of concerned with is the what people are saying about Israel Adesanya. And a lot of people, and when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about on Twitter. So a lot of people are saying that they didn't think that Israel Adesanya deserved his title shot. And that's very interesting to me to think that people would say that. Simply because I understand he's coming off a loss. And really, honestly, he's probably what is he, 2-3 or 3-2, one of the two, in his last five fights. But like you gotta understand, like his last five fights have always all been for a belt. I don't remember the last time he had a fight that wasn't a 5 round fight. Um, Unless it ended early, obviously. But he's been in championship fights this whole time. And he regained his belt after losing it in dramatic and impressive fashion against a dude who a lot of people have argued has a place in the pound for pound conversation amongst Islam and John Jones. So with all of those things, I feel like he does kind of get a pass a little bit for losing against Sean Strickland. Now, if Sean Strickland was available to fight, if all things were equal and Sean is available to fight right now, Izzy's available to fight right now, I think that Sean probably would edge him out as far as like the person that um deserves it more. But that's not the case. Sean just fought. And while and I say just fought, but it wasn't like last week, but it's relatively recent. And for him to jump back in there against DDP, a person who he fought a very very close fight, which I actually thought I went back to watch it, and this is something that came up in a stream a couple of days ago. I've not gone back to watch it just yet, but um, in the moment, I did feel like Sean won that fight. But regardless, it was a very close fight, so it could have gone either way. That being the case, and him coming off a win, him being the number one contender, you would think that he would walk back into a title fight. I think that he still walks right back into a title fight. I think that he should fight the winner because if let's say DDP wins, then that's a no brainer. He fights the winner. If DDP loses, then he already has a storyline with Israel Adesanya. He's beaten him. So that's an easy one. The only person that I thought could have thrown a monkey wrench in that whole situation is Khamzat Chimaev, which is where the title of this video came from. Khamzat Chimaev had a very unique opportunity to fight somebody who's in that upper echelon of middleweights and get a signature win on his resume where people won't question his, well, some people will. So some people just question everything, but they wouldn't question his ability to be a number one contender or a person who would challenge for a title. If you beat Robert Whitaker, you are, on that level. You should be considered as a title contender. And him with the food poisoning, violently ill situation, he lost out on that. And you know what? That violently ill thing, like, is interesting. I would have thought that maybe he could have bounced back from that, but he kind of threw in the towel real quick. I mean, I don't know what he was violently ill with. I don't know what he ate, but I mean, I would think when that whole report came out, I feel like there was still enough time to kind of like bounce back. Don't you think? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. What's up, Aaron? Um, so Aaron said, let's see, let me throw your chat up here. He said his main issue with Izzy getting the title shot right now is because he's not avenging his title loss against Sean. Don't like the idea of getting a title shot against a new champ coming off an L. I get it. I understand that. I do understand that. My caveat is Izzy's title reign being not too long ago. I think that and his standing with the organization is what allowed him to kind of walk right back into a title shot. You know, do you think that Volkanovski deserves a title shot? I mean, he would be avenging his loss. That's true. But let's say that, and you know that the UFC wants to make the Volkanovski and Max Holloway. I mean, not Volkanovski, but the Taporia and Holloway fight. Let's say they make that fight. Holloway wins. We putting Volkanovski in there for 4. Does he deserve that? I mean, I would say that he does. And I feel like Izzy's in a very similar situation. Um, but I can understand where people come from when they say that he doesn't necessarily deserve it. But in my estimation, like because of what he's done with the division, what he's done for the company, they're gonna give him that shot. You don't get a bunch of them, you get one. And this is his one. This is his one jump cutting line card that he can play, and he's playing it right now. And if he wins, it kind of refreshes the division to a certain extent because not when it comes to Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker, it sucks. Robert Whitaker needs Sean to be champion so he can challenge for the belt. Robert Whitaker is like he's got some weird situations. Like it's a bad situation for him, in my opinion. Like I feel like Robert Whitaker, like he's got to beat a dude that's not ranked, who's very dangerous. I know my boy Frankie don't think that he's dangerous, but Ikram is dangerous, and it's just a dangerous fight in general because there's no benefit, no real benefit monetarily, yeah, but no benefit in terms of prestige and moving towards a belt for Whitaker with a win. He wins, he stays right where he is. He loses, and all hell breaks loose. Like he's about to fall all like completely out of the title picture. That's for sure. Um, it's a bad situation for him. But and then Ikram, this is a freaking lottery ticket for him. He could jump up in the rankings, and he's a fresh face. And fresh faces get title shots. Go ask Steve Ersic. Fresh faces get title shots. Um, they don't like to see. They try to eliminate as many reruns as they can if they can. Let's see. You said that's true, but Izzy was already given an immediate rematch against Poitin and then lost the belt again with no defense and is getting another one. I know. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I get it's kind of a round robin. Plus, the fact that Izzy is a big draw. Like, I'm not saying he gets Connor level treatment, but stars get star treatment, man. I mean, Ronda Rousey walked back into a title fight after getting her head kicked off and walking away for a while, and then came back and got destroyed. If Amanda Nunes came back, she'd get a title shot. Now she's coming off a win, but she get a title shot. They get that kind of treatment, and but it's normally only once. It's normally only once, and I think that this is his once. But Aaron, do you think that Izzy can beat DDP, or do you think that DDP is going to win that fight? That I'm curious about. Um, when we did our tier ranking of the champions um, that I guess they're the most flaky champions when it comes to holding on to their belt. Um, we had DDP at the top just because of how I don't know, man. I think that the Izzy is really taking his deficiencies seriously when it comes to being super weird on the ground. Like he knows what to do, but I don't know. I just feel like his body is not cooperating with his mind when he gets on the ground. What's up, bro? But yeah, he's weird when he gets on the ground. I think he's been working a lot on that, which is cool for him. But and I just think that he's just too smart in the cage for DDP. Yeah, you think he finishes him? Like you think he knocks him out? That's all good, bro. All good. You think he knocks him out, huh? I mean, I'm assuming you think he knocks him out. Um, but I mean, it would be crazy if he submitted him. Like that would be wild. Like I've never seen even in a clip Izzy submitting anything, but that would be crazy. I don't know. I do think that Izzy's going to win that fight though, and become a 3-time champ. I think he's going to knock him out too. Is it because you think that the DDP's dumb? Like you think that? I mean, he kind of is. He kind of is. Like he's sloppy. He's sloppy. Um, and but my thing is like if Izzy goes in there and fights on the back foot, like he did against Sean, with that relentless pressure, like he can clip him. Don't get me wrong, because he clipped Alex going backwards or baiting him on the cage or whatnot. But that's just a bad idea um, to continue to fight backwards. I think that DDP's yeah, I don't think that his fight IQ is great by any means. I going into this, like I didn't even like when DDP got into the UFC, I remember specifically watching his first fight and I was like, he's got good tools. I was like, but his cardio is garbage. I don't I feel like if he leaves the stadium and walks to his car, he's gonna need an inhaler. Like that's how bad his cardio is. Like it's awful. And they said there was like a deviated septum or something like that. He had the little surgery or whatnot. And he kind of proved me wrong a little bit. But if his coach is not calling out the coach that he kisses, if he isn't calling out exactly what he needs to do, then that dude falls apart. He's not able to think in the moment like that, which is a detriment. And if Izzy can make him think, which I think he will, um, and if he added any sort of takedowns to that, like yeah, he would easily beat him. Easily. Like a person like DDP against a person that has a lot of tools is food, man. Food. Yeah, he proved me wrong. He proved me wrong with his cardio. I thought that was a big, big hole in his game. You remember when he fought Darren Till? Hell, when he fought Derek Brunson, like you could see him huffing and puffing and kind of falling apart a little bit in those later rounds. So like I don't know. He lunges too much and is perfect. Yeah, he is. He's perfect for a counter striker like Izzy, especially with Izzy's length. Like, yeah. If Poatan, if he would have stayed at middleweight, I think he would have knocked DDP out smooth, like easy. Easy, he would knock him out. So he needs to work on breathing. So you got that man doing Lamaze classes in there. So he really needs to work on breathing exercises and such. Even during the Strickland fight, he's breathing out of his mouth. Yeah, yeah. I think if somebody were to push him and be like offensive as far as wrestling, like I don't know, Derek Brunson, he had the tools to do it, but that dude is a mystery. Yeah, he doesn't stop swinging or attempting takedowns. He'll keep trying. Um, and you can see like his gas tank just depleting. But it just makes him easier to hit and easier to take down if somebody's using that offense against him. And I think that I agree with y'all. Like I think Izzy will put a hurting on him. And if unless DDP's changed something that I don't know, but I think that he puts a hurting on him. Gaethje had cardio problems early in his career. He did. He did. I think that he improved because um he stopped taking as much damage. You know, damage will tear up your cardio too. He fought more controlled and like to your point, like his breathing is a lot better. The way that he controls his breathing during the fight. Um, I mean, no, no. Nah, man, Blonde Brunson, he was halfway decent. What I'm saying is with Brunson's takedowns, like if he was smarter, I think that he would have done better. But like the way that he fought Kevin Harlan, like he should have fought other fighters like that too. It ain't exciting, but you trying to win or be exciting. You could be exciting and win, but you got to institute your game plan first. Mm-mm. Yeah, yeah. Aaron said, "Oh yeah, not comparing talent wise, just assuming Izzy will finish him similar to the yeah, yeah, yeah." I don't know. I think that. So, do y'all think it lasts over championship into championship rounds, or you think he gets him out of there early? That is true. You do hate Izzy, and but you know what? I like your unbiased nature. I really do because gotta be honest with the people. Got to be honest with the people. But I don't know, man. Um, I think that Izzy walks back into a round two or three. Dang, I think he walks back into a championship, man. Three-time champion, three times. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. So Izzy wins. Um, I'm curious if Sean is gonna be there. If I'm Sean, I'm going to Australia. You know how people in Australia love him, or at least they show they act like they do. If I'm Sean, I'm going to Australia, and yeah, I'm about to rile up the fans. I'm gonna be at every event, and I mean, because he's gonna fight one of them. He's got to fight one of them. As soon as I saw that, yeah, Man, y'all hate Izzy. Did y'all see? He's giving people more reason to hate him. Did y'all see that post that he put up? It was very Hitler esque. Like I don't know if y'all seen that, but oh, he's in Japan. Um, dude, I don't know. Like Izzy is he's definitely polarizing, which I mean, that's what people want to be. You don't want to be boring, people not have an opinion on you. But dude, I don't understand why he would put that up there. Like, what is the explanation of that? For anybody that hasn't seen it, you should definitely check out Twitter because it's on there everywhere. He posted a it was like an AI type of thing where um kind of a I don't know if it's like a face swap or something, not face swap, but like a body swap. And it's really actually Tyler the Creator coming out on stage, but they put Hitler over it and it's Hitler coming out on stage. Anything you got to do, anything that has anything to do with Hitler, like you need to stay away from that. And this fool and put that thing up there. And I don't know. Now he's got to go back and explain this. Like he's creating issues for himself. Now you got to go back and explain this to people. Like why would you do that? Like I don't understand. I don't understand. Some of these fighters do some of the weirdest stuff. Um and that's one of them. And I understand like before me and Frankie started doing stuff, like I was like I don't understand why people don't like Izzy like that. Like why don't you like Izzy? He's cool. He's corny sometimes, but he's cool. But yeah, I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see it. Now I still like Izzy. I still like Izzy. I'm still a fan, but not a fan of that. Didn't like that. Didn't love it. That wasn't good. he started until he started showing his personality. Um, man, I remember when he would be on interviews and he would burp on all the interviews, and I'm like, dude, come on, man. And it's just burping, People do that, but like you're in an interview. I thought you was trying to be professional. Like, is burping part of your persona or what is this? I don't know. It was weird, and I didn't like that, but I still found a way to look past that and be a fan. And to this day, him winning against Poetan is um one of the biggest moments that I can remember. Like, because I mean, I thought he was gonna lose. I mean, going into that fight, I just thought that dude just had his number, and maybe he still does, but him beating Alex Pereira in that fashion was kind of magical. It was kind of magical. It was um I think most people who dislike Izzy, probably y'all, would put the Max Holloway knockout above that. But and I don't know if y'all do, but for me, I I put them on par with each other because that was just that was a crazy moment, crazy moment. Let me see what y'all saying. So a lot of people hop back on the Izzy train after the dog thing. Oh yeah, after that and then the dog thing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and then he's got and then he's got the documentary that is like I want to see the documentary. I don't know if y'all wanted to watch the documentary, but I want to see it. I want to see it. I'm very interested in that documentary. Um, I mean, people done hyped it up and said how good it is at the film festival. I want to see what it is. Um, yeah, that KO was insane. It just I don't know. It was just one of those magical moments. Like it reminded me of, when Anderson Silva kicked Vitor Belfort's head off. That was wild. Yair Rodriguez knocking out Korean Zombie with that back elbow. That was crazy. But the Frankie, I'm looking at your name. The Max Holloway one is probably the one that most people would lean towards just because one is fresh, two, Max has never done anything that I can think of for people to dislike him, at least not to this level. Max has said some corny stuff from time to time, but that's just his persona. I think that so what's interesting about that, um, his fans acting like his KO of Alex made up and surpassed the three previous losses to him. Um, the thing about that to me is from what I've heard from Izzy, um, in interviews and his conversation directly with Alex Pajeda is he doesn't put himself above Alex Pajeda by any means because of that one win. He knows he lost against him multiple times. One of which, that decision could be argued one way or the other, but you know, Alex Pajeda's put it on him multiple times. And I think that they've made each other better and I think that they respect each other. I don't think that he does that, but his fans though, his fans, yes, they are some questionable fans to interact with. So I think my personal favorite is either Sandhagen or Moraes or okay, or the one against when Sandhagen knocked out Frankie Edgar. That was sad. Like that was personally sad to me because I was a pretty decent sized Frankie Edgar fan just because of the obstacles. I mean, him fighting a lightweight when he's not a lightweight. Um, so he had that underground or underdog thing, that mentality and that stigma that went along with him, and so he's hard to root against. So seeing Corey Sandhagen destroy his life like that was a sad situation. Now the Marlon Moraes one, like Marlon Moraes he's getting knocked out by, I mean, old cookbook bitches. Like anybody knock him out. Anybody, any if you could put on gloves, you can knock him out. You can knock out you can knock out Marlon Moraes today. With he gets knocked out in pillow fights. Like that dude's chin is gone. Um, it was a crazy good KO. I say that, but yeah, it was hard to see. Um, Now what wasn't hard to see was when Masvidal knocked out Ben Askren because I never thought Ben Askren was that good. I thought he was extremely one dimensional, and it showed there. Jake Paul showed it too. Um, that dude never had hands, never. And Masvidal knocking him out like that was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm telling you, like it was like the end of a legend when you see that. I mean, when Tony Ferguson got knocked out, I was sad for that one. I thought that dude was dead. Like that was awful. Like he punted that dude's head. It was bad. But I mean, I guess some knockouts are just hard to stomach when you've been watching a fighter for so long and you feel that attachment to him. It just sucks. Sid Masvidal is another guy. So, all right, Jorge Masvidal, man, like he, I like Jorge Masvidal, but he does a lot of things that make me not like him. Like the way that he um talks about Donald Trump as if he's like Jesus of Nazareth, like, bruh. And just he's very delusional when it comes to certain things. Now, I do like that he left the UFC when he did, and I know that he's talked about coming back. I hope he does not, because his skill erosion happened very quickly. I thought that going into that first Usman fight that was on short notice, I thought that his hand speed was still there, his reaction speed was still there, and Usman pretty much held him against the cage and stomped on his foot until the fight was over, and then got viciously KO'd. So if I feel like after he got knocked out, like all his skills started to erode, like almost immediately. Probably that same night, like his hand speed was gone. Yeah, it was garbage. See, glorifying sucker punches kind of rubs me the wrong way. Um, yeah, yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Um, and I hated that he, like, when him and Kobe fought, like I knew Kobe was gonna win because his tools were just dull. Like he couldn't, and he connected on Kobe a couple of times, like with some big shots, but it didn't hurt Kobe enough for Kobe to not do what he was doing. And it ended up being a Kobe fight where we were just all, you know, it was one of those, like I call them, go and get another, grab another beer fight. Like the fight was boring. Any Kobe win is gonna be boring for the most part. But I mean, we'll never see a Kobe win again. That dude ain't winning no fights. But that sucker punching him, that was that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. Um, what he did against Leon is funny. It's funny. Leon wasn't expecting it, but it did kind of help him blow up. I'll say that it did. You knock out Darren Till, and then you go back there. So you basically done beat up two of the area's biggest fighters in one night. It's gonna make you blow up. But I've always liked him, but I don't like those certain things. I don't like those certain things at all. That's true. It's true. That's a weak move to sneak up on somebody and do that to him. But happened to Kobe. I don't know. I kind of give him a pass a little bit, but nah, he shouldn't have done that. I really don't like Kobe. I don't know who I like. I like the least, Kobe or Ian Gary. You know what? If they made that fight, I might have been going for Kobe. Like I dislike Ian Gary that much. I think I might have been going for Kobe. I really don't like Kobe. Um, dude is, I mean, not Kobe, but well, both. But I really don't like Gary. Dude's garbage. Garbage. But anybody that's here that hasn't subscribed to um Making the Walk, of course, you definitely got to do that. First and foremost. Anybody that has not subscribed to what's up? What's up, Creamy Baby? Anybody that has not subscribed to the Bad MMA Math channel, you definitely got to do that. Make sure you get over and do that. And the last one, make sure y'all subscribe to Frankie and Jax. You know what? This is a good time to really talk about that really quick. The Frankie and Jax channel, if you haven't subscribed to it, that is the channel with me and my boy Frankie from Bad MMA Math. And that is one where we talk about a variety of issues. We sprinkle in some MMA, but we talk about pretty much anything. The last stuff that we've been talking about is comedians and making a tier list of comedians, and we talked about some movies that we think that y'all should watch. And I actually just put a video out of a snippet of the of the conversation that we had about movies. So go check that out. But make sure y'all do that. Go jump over and subscribe. But anyway, back to what we're saying. So you said Kobe is more likable. How? More likable than Ian Gary? Like, Kobe's not likable. He's not likable. You prefer Kobe over Jorge? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's just because of what he represents. I disagree with it so much. Um, but you know what? Like when it comes to their political views, they actually like the same stuff. So it ain't even really that. I just don't like Kobe just as a human. I just I don't like him at all. Jorge, like I feel like I can. Our differences are our differences. Kobe. Now I will say that Kobe made me laugh with the uh the stipulations he put on Ian Gary to fight him. Like I thought that video was dope. To be honest, I thought that was really good. And I mean it was over the top, but you got to be. Look who we talking about. We're talking about Ian Gary and Kobe Covington. Like of course it's gonna be over the top. Um, it was over the top, but it was pretty funny. It's pretty funny, and the fact that like Ian Gary's wife is involved in all this stuff, and she goes on social media and goes back at people and all that. Like, dude, I don't know. That whole thing is trash to me. It's annoying. But I mean, honestly, if we could get Kobe out of the UFC, let's just be done with Kobe. Um, Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna throw that up right now. I am very curious. What fighters do y'all think, uh, or what fighters would y'all be happy with if they left the UFC? I will start, and yeah, that's clearly if Kobe left, I would be very excited. I would be very happy if Kobe left the UFC. Ian Gary as well. If Ian Gary leaves, I'd be happy with that. If he just gone, just give me a break. I don't want to see that. How long have you got? I mean, I got I got some time. Who you got? That's I'm curious. I'm curious. He said when he went off on the crowd after he lost to Leon, that's when I realized he pretty much meant all the shit he said. Dude, Kobe felt bad about what he said. Like as soon as it came out of his mouth, he was like, "Oh, I wish I could get that back." That's the only time that I've ever seen him do that. Um, well, so you say he's basically not here. That's true, but it's not true because as long as his name is in those rankings that nobody cares about, he's here because everybody else don't care about them rankings. But the UFC likes to use those rankings when they're trying to make a point. So if it matters to them and the matchmakers, it's gonna have to matter to us too. So Kobe, I wish he was out of the rankings. That's my main thing. Is just get out of there. If you want a bullshit fight like later on, like against whomever, sure, but like don't let it cloud up the rankings of people who are active and who actually want to fight and who don't want to pick, or I want to pick this specific fighter because they fight this particular way. And nah, like fight. That's what the rankings is supposed to be for. Like he shouldn't be in the rankings, dude. Like I mean, Michael Chandler shouldn't be in the rankings neither. There's a lot of fighters that they should not be there. Yeah, Shafkat and JDM seem like they're gonna run shit for a while. Maybe, maybe. I mean, it seems that way, but Shafkat's hittable, man. He's hittable. And he keeps playing with fire like that. Well, I think that Shafkat and Leon are like are levels above everybody else in the division, in my opinion. I think that those two are levels above everybody. But that being said, I think that Shafkat is very hittable, and when he does lose, I think it'd probably be a knockout. I think somebody's going to chin him. You remember when he fought Jeff Neal? It is what makes him fun, but like you know, Chandler's fun too. What happens? He'll get knocked out too. Um, I think that I think that Shafkat is fun, and I think that his luck has been turning up roses this whole time. But eventually, somebody's going to catch him the right way, and Jeff Neal was almost that guy. So I see Leon, Shafkat, and JDM being the clear top three. I put I put Leon, Shafkat, and then I put a small space, and I put JDM. The only reason I put that small space, and I think that JDM is exceptional. I worry about his ground game. I do worry about his ground game, um, and not offensively. I'm talking about defensively. I worry about that because in reality, I don't think that Gilbert Burns should have been in that fight. I think that he should have been able to take care of Gilbert Burns a little bit cleaner than he did. But Gilbert stayed in that fight because of his ground game. And I know that Gilbert is elite. I understand that. But if you're fighting at that level, you got to be elite too. Not offensively necessarily, but defensively. Look at what Leon did. Leon was able to be elite defensively, and he turned that into offense when it came to Kamaru Usman. For JDM to get to that next level, that's what he needs to do. Is be able to be elite defensively and use that to turn it into offense. I think that that's the one chink in his armor. And I think if we're talking about the top three, if JDM were to fight Shavkat, I feel like Shavkat has a major edge when it comes to grappling. JDM is only going to be defensive. Shavkat's going to be offensive and defensive. And that's where he's going to be able to get him. He could beat him in multiple ways. JDM only has a couple of ways, and they're great ways, but they only has a couple of ways to victory. So that's why I put him just a step behind those two. Um, but I do think that he's great, and I think that he can beat those two on the right day, for sure. Um, he said he wants to see JDM in five before. I mean, I don't know. I don't. I mean, I don't. I don't. I think that if Leon, okay, let's say Leon takes care of his business against Bilal. I think we all kind of think that that's going to happen, right? Um, and so now Leon's probably going to fight Shavkat, unless they do the Shavkat and JDM fight, which I personally am against. And let me tell you why I'm against it, because I know a lot of people say that they think that Shavkat, including my boy Frankie, think that Shavkat and JDM should fight. I don't want to kill two contenders or kill a contender off. I just don't want to. I would rather allow JDM to heal up because he's injured. It would be different if both of them were healthy, but JDM is injured. Let him heal up. Let Shavkat fight the winner of Bilal and Leon, probably Leon, and then I don't mind JDM walking right into a title shot. I really don't. The only person that I could think of that has a dog in the fight to maybe um, press up against that is maybe Ian Gary if he beats MVP. And even MVP, if he wins, I feel like he himself said he needs another fight. So I feel like Shavkat fights winner, no matter who it is. He says that he can get up, but JDM can easily get stalled on the ground because he waits too long for an opportunity to get up. That's my thing. That's my thing. That's the whole. And I'm not saying that Leon and Shavkat are perfect fighters, but they have less holes than JDM. But back to my question, what fighters would y'all be happy with if they left the UFC? Um, Another fighter that I think I would be happy with if they left the UFC, and this is probably odd to say, is John Jones. For me to say, not y'all, because of how highly I think of John Jones as a fighter. Um, yeah, if John Jones left, I'd be happy. I'd be happy with that. If he, what I would prefer to happen right now is him fight Stipe, which is on loosely on the books, maybe. For him to fight Stipe and win and leave. Take Stipe with you. That's what I would prefer to happen. Now, dude, if John Jones goes to the PFL, please, Lord Jesus, don't. I mean, you get the Francis Ngannou fight, but that, like, how high are we on that fight now? Like, I feel like they missed the opportunity. I mean, not Francis Ngannou didn't miss the opportunity. That man is rich. He took a nap. He had to take a quick nap for one, but he rich though. What do you get paid? $20 million for that thing to get knocked out? I'll get knocked out for $20 million. I get knocked out for 20,000. Shoot, but John Jones to the PFL. I mean, it would be interesting for about 5 minutes. Let's see. What do you say? Um, Another contender. Wait, it says Shavkat is the only health contender after Leon Bilal fight, so I think he'll get it without a fight. I agree. I agree. I think that that's the way to go. Absolutely the way to go. Or another contender because I doubt Dana and Hunter want to risk Shavkat losing the. Yeah. Well, he ain't gonna lose Kobe. He ain't gonna. Kamaru maybe, but Kamaru has some injuries too. Um, I occasionally watch the Pound for Pound podcast. I say occasionally because Henry Cejudo gets on my nerves, but they do reveal some interesting information on their podcast, and he talked about the fact that he had some injuries. So Stipe dies fighting fires before fighting John Jones. Is he still going out there? Like, I feel like he'll show up, work a shift, but like not really be called out to fires, and then not. He's like the Coast Guard of firefighters. Like he don't really be going out there. He don't do nothing. John Jones without elbows is like declawing a cat. uh yeah, what does John Jones do if Stipe pulls out? That's a good question. If Stipe pulls out, dang, do we got a Connor Chandler situation? Dude, he's not fighting Tom. I'm telling y'all, he ain't doing it. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. The risk reward is not there for him. He ain't fighting no dang time. It's not gonna happen. I mean, he'll fight Alex Pereira before he fights Tom because of a clear hole in this game. It would be hilarious if he pulled out though. And you know what? It would be expected. Stipe is 146 years old. He's an old man. I saw him hit pads. It was extremely slow. Like, it was easy money. It should be for John Jones if he's healthy. Yeah. The eye poke's gotta. I mean, he didn't poke Cyril Gahn in the eye, did he? Did he poke Cyril Gahn in the eye? Yeah, it was too early. It's too quick. It's too quick. Oh, JDM is Jack Della Maddalena. Um, yeah, that's true. What's up, Jamie? Yeah. Yeah, we on these lives, man. Um, Again, I'll point out to everybody, make sure y'all jump over to Bad MMA Math, subscribe there, and also subscribe to the Frankie and Jack's channel. And we got what we need to do, Frankie, is probably throw out either in the community post on all the channels or in all the socials is like our schedules, just so y'all know like when we're going live and all that. So yeah, that's it. Let me see what you said. Ain't no holes in whose game except for jiu-jitsu. We ain't never seen Jones go at a jiu-jitsu ace. Let him fight Almeida. Nobody wants to fight Almeida. That's I don't know if y'all could tell about how I feel about Jonathan Almeida. And you know what? It probably came from the Derek Jones fight. Uh yeah, Derek Jones. I'm thinking about the Mavericks. Derek Lewis. That Derek Lewis fight was extremely boring. He just laid on him, and yeah, lost a bit of respect for Almeida there. I think that Almeida should go back down to light heavyweight. That's what I would prefer. If he can go down to light heavyweight, I'm with that. I don't think he'll win any, like, no. I take that back. And I think I put this up somewhere. If Johnson Almeida goes down to light heavyweight and fights Alex Pereira, I think he beats him. I think he can beat him. Yeah, I think he can. He said Almeida versus Roundtree at 205. I think Almeida beats Roundtree too. Um, and I'm high on Roundtree. I think that Roundtree is very good. Um, Again, that's another one that me and Frankie disagree with. He thinks Roundtree is trash. I think Roundtree is good, but I think that Almeida will get him down, and if he gets you down, then it's gonna be hard to get back up. He's suffocating. Suffocating. Let's see. So back to the question: what fighters would y'all be happy with if they left the UFC? Um, who else can I think of? Oh, oh, Juliana Pena.
You just felt me thinking it, huh?
Juliana Pena. Yeah, I did. I did. Um, for anybody that follows the channel, CJ is talking off camera. So just in case y'all were wondering who I'm talking to. But yeah, no, Juliana Pena. Yeah, yeah, that would be awesome if she left. Um, Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker's fun, man. I, Johnny Walker, that's he's fun. Johnny Walker's fun, man. I enjoy Johnny Walker. He's if you're a person that thinks that Johnny Walker is ever going to be champion, like you're delusional there. But he's a fun fighter. Wait a minute, you have to explain this one.
What is that?
So Creamy Baby said, "I like Juliana Pena."
Come on, thank you.
Would
Thank you.
you like Juliana Pena?
I told you I wanted her to fight. I was about to say Pusha T. I meant to say Triple H.
You want to fight, man? Juliana Pena. Oh, and look at that. Look at this. So Aaron just put in the chat exactly what you just said. CJ just said this.
You talking about her fighting Triple H?
He said, I really hope they don't. He said, I really hope they don't do Pennington versus Pena or Pennington versus Harrison. Um,
Why not?
they have to. They're gonna have to do one of those because they got to get her out of there. Like this is why I was pushing hard for the Bilal and Leon fight because you got to get it over with. You just have to. If you think that this person is way better than this other person, you just got to get it over with. But I think that they're gonna do Pennington Pena. That's probably what they're gonna do, unless Kayla Harrison pushes hard for it, which I think that she's probably more deserving. She's the better fighter. She's probably the best fighter in the division, as long as she can stay in the division from a physical standpoint. Um, she's the best fighter in that division. But Juliana Pena is she's on her way out. She's gonna lose. She's gonna lose the next fight. No matter who it's against, to be honest.
Y'all didn't like the beatdown she took from Amanda? That's what really made me respect her.
The beatdown she took from Amanda,
Yeah.
that didn't make me respect her. That made me understand that she should have never been champ. Um,
Jeremy put a battery in this.
Aaron said, "Let Kayla fold Raquel like a chair first, and let Kayla destroy Pena."
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. Whoever Kayla's gonna. I mean, based on what we just saw with her against Holly Holm, who is a big strong fighter at 135, like ain't nobody gonna have nothing for her. She gonna do whatever she want to do with those girls. She gonna be a champion as long as she want to, unless somebody catch her, which is possible. But I don't know who that person is based on what I see in that division right now. Yeah, Pena as a champion is a disaster. If she gets the belt, she will never fight Kayla. That would be so bad. Oh my God. If Juliana Pena beats Raquel Pennington and gets the belt back, if she does that, Amanda might come back.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, if she does that, that might bring Amanda back. And then they'd have to sign Amanda. They'd have a conversation with Amanda and say, look, we'll let you come back and fight her. We know you don't like her. We'll let you come back and fight her, but you got to fight Kayla afterwards. That's what they would do.
Amanda waiting on her.
On Kayla?
Mm-hmm. She was trying to figure out why she didn't call her out.
Amanda and Kayla. That would be a big fight for women. Bia Mexica, I don't know how to say it. Mosquita, that's it. Is making her MMA debut. She's a highly decorated jiu-jitsu fighter. She's better than Mackenzie Dern.
What's the name?
Interesting. Mackenzie Dern, Bia Mosquita. I haven't heard of her. I know that Mackenzie Dern just announced a grappling match that she's doing against I think it's the ADCC female champion from last year, I want to say.
You gotta look her up.
Who?
You and Frankie need to look up Bia Mosquito.
Let me see.
Can't. I'm not sure what's happening.
What's wrong with her face? Something wrong with
I
it?
didn't say no.
Oh, okay. She all right. Let's see. Y'all gotta see this. Let me show y'all. I don't know if y'all have seen her.
She might be cousins with Alex. I don't know. Something going on.
You think something's wrong with her? Yeah.
I kind of like her.
She's cute, right? I think so. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt if you're standing next to Cyborg. You gonna look better. That's gonna exponentially make you look better. Yeah, she all right. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing her fight her jujitsu. Some of these jujitsu matches are kind of hard to understand sometimes because I don't like when positions stall out. Like I don't understand the scoring. It's almost like freestyle wrestling. Like I don't understand the scoring. That's user error. That's on me. Um, Aaron said that's why I want Kayla to get the first or get the shot first because that's bound to happen. I just feel like they're gonna go to Juliana Pena. Just they going to. They going to. So UFC is gonna have to bring that girl from the PL. Oh yeah, the one that beat Kayla. Kayla beat her first, and then she came back and beat her, and that was a very close fight. But it was obvious that Kayla lost. That old girl was. I mean, it's the blueprint is there on how to beat Kayla. It's just they can't do it. They're not strong enough. If you are able to at least stall her out in some of those takedowns, create some space, you can outstrike her for sure. Like she doesn't have silly knockout power. She's strong and she can, knock a female out, but it ain't crazy. There's a couple of girls from the PFL that do some work in the UFC right now, or that would do. Yeah, there are. Yeah, they are. The PFL does like their rules. I think they don't do the elbows, which I don't understand that. I mean, if you if the commission itself allows it, just allow it. Why would you hold them back? I don't understand that at all. All right. So other fighters that I would be happy if they left the UFC. Um, man, honestly, I'd be. It's not necessarily happy. It's just like it's a nice little close to the chapter. Is Connor? Like I'm done. I'm done with it. Like maybe he's in rehab. I don't know. That's what they say. A lot of people say it though. Um, that dude might be in rehab. But now Dariush, dang,
Hmm.
Benny's such a nice guy, but he is on a losing skid. I don't know who he fights next. Marab,
Mm.
Marab, because he's such an outlier stylistically in bantamweight.
Mm.
Um, if Marab didn't have a personality, I think that people would look at him quite differently when it comes to being the in the division or just in the UFC in general. Because um, I think that some people will view his fight style as being boring. I think he's becoming a little bit more exciting now. He really does kind of push the pace and try to break people instead of just being um, safe. But yeah, I think that he's okay. Dariush and Gamrot was fun. It was fun. Um, Gamrot is one that he's questionable, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know he's young in his career, and honestly, I think that Gamrot is one that if you're looking for people who may have a different look to give Islam, that might be a dude. It's not going to do big numbers by any means, but it'll be different. See, I can never forgive Marab for what he did to Aljo or for Aldo. Well, Aldo, he allowed it. He allowed it. It is what it is. Now this is a hot take. Sean O'Malley can go. He's a little ghetto. Oh man, he's he's more trailer than ghetto, but um, I like Sean O'Malley. I'm a big Sean O'Malley fan, and he's elite. You can't say he isn't. You can't say he isn't. Dude is elite. Ooh, Tricoli against RoboCop. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. I've been waiting for RoboCop to get some better some fights that are going to push him towards being ranked because I think that RoboCop is very good, very resilient, and just he's just a different kind of dude. Um, so no, that's really dope. I'm glad. Um, what's another fighter that I would wish was gone? There's quite a few heavyweights that I wish would just. I know they need a division, but like they're just not. It's just a rough division, and there's a lot of them that are in the rankings and just there that just shouldn't be there anymore. Shouldn't be there at all. Um, oh, here's one. Fat Luca, Alexander Romanov. He can go. He can go. He might be gone anyway. He should definitely go. Um, said is RoboCop coming off a loss? Let me see. RoboCop. He is nope. He's got a 2-fight winning streak. He knocked out Brad Tavares, and before that, he beat Dennis Tuolulin. Yep. So he's got a 2-fight win streak. He lost against Bruno Fajeda, but that was in January of 2023. So it's been a while. So no, RoboCop is on a streak, trying to put 3 together. If he wins this third one, then I think that he'll get somebody on the back end of the top 15 of middleweight. No, not that RoboCop. No, not that one. Um, this one. This is the guy. That RoboCop. Yeah. So a cool fight I just thought for RoboCop would be him and Joe Pyfer. That would be a amazing fight. Honestly, it really would. I think that Joe Pyfer has a fight, doesn't he? They just announced recently, or was it? I always get him and Bo Nickel mixed up as far as like when announcements come out. But yeah, Joe Pyfer's fighting in a couple of weeks or in a week and a half at 303 against Power Bar Mark Andre Barriot. But that would be a good fight. It would be. What's up, Western? Um, yeah, I heard about Bo's next fight, and I'm higher on Joe Pyfer than I am on Bo Nickel, but I do realize that Bo Nickel is a good fighter. His last fight was very, very lackluster, but I did hear that he had a fight coming up. I can't remember who it was against. Um was it against no, no, no. It wasn't against Muniz. I can't remember who it was. But I do know that he's taking a step up in competition for sure. And so the person that he's fighting is yeah. The person that he's fighting is gonna be a bit tougher than these short notice fights that he's been getting against people who are either on their way out or not even supposed to be fighting in that division. So we'll see. We'll see what's up with Bo. I appreciate that, Aaron. Need those raids. Um, yeah, it could be another layup for Piper, but he didn't get a layup in his last one when he fought Jack Hermanson. I think they thought it was going to be a layup, but nah, that ain't it. Middleweight is going to be super fun. I recently wrote an article for MMA Sucker about the middleweight division and kind of the tier list of um, how it looks right now. And as I was writing it, I realized how exciting that division really is at this point. And we don't normally get an exciting middleweight division. You think about the people who've been champion there and the challengers that they had during that time. Like when Bisping was champ, it was who Luke Rockhold, whom he beat. who wasn't, a dominant champ. You had an old Anderson Silva, and then you had Chris Weidman. And you didn't really have nobody else. Yeah, I will. Um, when Anderson Silva was champ, he was clean. He cleaned the division out, and they started pulling in people like Damian Maya, and I mean, he didn't really have no options. Um, Things got popping when Izzy was there, but it wasn't it wasn't as good as it is now. Not even close. Yeah, no, there's tons of interesting. I didn't even talk about Kai Barajo. Then Frankie's dude, Fluffy, he's legit. I do think that he'll be knocking on the door of that top five at some point. Joe and Bo and RoboCop, like that's a really good division, man. It's a really good division. Yeah, I link the. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get it now. But yeah, no, the middleweight division is legit. Hmm, the marquee division. Do I go that far? Um, I don't know. I don't know. Like I do think it's up there, but I don't know if it's the marquee division. I still think the bantamweight is a better division. I think the bantamweight is the best division in the sport. Um, Lightweight used to be the glamour division, but not so much anymore with the aging stars. You got Dustin who may not come back. You got Justin who's kind of in limbo. He hasn't said that he isn't coming back, but we know he's not going to get a title shot. Islam is running the division, and the challengers. Armin Sarukian is not an exciting challenger. He's a legit challenger, but he's not exciting. Then you got Gamrot. You got Fazeev who's hurt and coming off a loss. Like it's kind of trash a little bit. Um, but the middleweight division has so many options. You even throw in the fact that you got two people in the welterweight division that would strongly consider moving up. One who already did in Kamaru Usman when he fought Khamzat Chimaev on short notice, and then you got Leon Edwards, who early on in his career fought at middleweight and has expressed interest in going up to middleweight. So the middleweight division is wild. I like it. Y'all should enjoy this for as long as we can because we don't get those. The bigger divisions don't stay exciting for long. See, you said Piper was not ready for a 5 rounder. He looked great though. He did. He did look great those first 2 rounds. And then Jack showed that he was a veteran, man. He took over. That's what veterans do. Jack Hermanson learned a lot from some of the losses that he took before that. He hate Fluffy because he beat Rodolfo over. You really like that dude, Rodolfo. Like you like him a lot. You talking about his wife the other day. Like you might know too much. Yeah, Bantamweight's the best. Yeah. Yeah, lightweight is in the very early stages of turnover. Um I think that they can accelerate that turnover by the way that they book the fights and allow fighters to, you know, fade away. Like that's one way to do it. Armin Sarukian is exciting because he will fight the he said that Armin Sarukian is exciting because he will fight the fans on the way to the cage. Yeah, no, he would. He would. Um, or he did. Did he got his money, right? I don't even know. Like I don't even know how that shook out. Like, did he get his money? There's an insane amount of lightweight prospects. There always is because of just the nature of lightweight. There's a lot of people generally on the earth that can fit into that division. There was not. I personally, I said that I think that that Fluffy will one day be knocking on the door of the top 5, and I think it'll be soon. So I didn't slander your boy. You have a ton of stock in Mauricio Rufy. Oh no, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Hunter Campbell probably covered for it anyways. He did. He probably did. Have y'all watched that documentary that the UFC is like pushing? It's on some weird channel. It's on Roku, the Roku channel, whatever that is. Like, I didn't even know that was a channel. I thought that was like, like the Fire Stick or something. But apparently on that weird channel that nobody can get to, they have that UFC documentary, and Hunter is prominently featured on that documentary. So I need to check that out if I can find a way to get to it. But it does look interesting, and people have been like referencing things from it. So I do want to see that. Ooh, yo, Frankie, did you see what he said? Frankie, Fluffy is one ankle injury away from being a fat dude. Yeah, yeah, he said that, and you know what? It could be true. Um, I don't know if you think he got thyroid problems. So. Oh man, Fluffy he lives up to his name a little bit, but the dude is good. Fluffy versus Hamza, that would be that's probably honestly that's probably a more appropriate fight. Hamzat is ranked what? Well, he just went back in the rankings. He's number 11 now, I think, or 10, 11, 11. Um, Fluffy against Hamzat would be an amazing, amazing fight. No, they wouldn't. Um, he's got the he said he's got the Mexican fridge build. Oh man, yeah, he's a strong dude. He's a strong dude. Frankie said they would never put Hamzat against Fluffy. No, I agree. They wouldn't. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. I do think it'll be a good fight, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I would be very excited about that fight because I think the Fluffy can beat him. I think that he can. I think that Fluffy has better cardio than Hamzat, and I think that he's able to manipulate the fight a little bit better. But I think that Hamzat is more of a murderer in the first round. So I think it'd be a pretty good fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. He said that Hamzat needs a 10 to 15 fight. So you know that they're not gonna do that. You know they're not gonna do that. Like, they're not gonna do that. If they continue to support Hamzat, which I think that they will, they're going to try to fast track him up towards the top, just like they were doing with the Robert Whitaker fight. They're not going to give him a logical stair step fight. It's just that's not the way the UFC operates. Y'all know that. So they'll probably do Fluffy versus Hermanson or Vittori and give Hamzat Paulo again, since that fight had a lot of hype. That would make sense because Paulo is a easier fight than Fluffy, and he's higher in the rankings. See, Frankie? He said that Fluffy versus Hamzat, Fluffy wins. See, there you go. Hamzat versus Paulo. That's kind of the overwhelming sentiment is Hamzat versus Paulo. It might go that way. Or they just rebook the Robert Whitaker fight. Robert Whitaker beats Ikram, and then they go and make the Khamzat Chimaev fight again. The problem is, where is Khamzat going to be able to fight? I think we have the Abu Dhabi card later on, and I think that that's the next logical place for him to fight. And can Robert depending on what happens with this Ikram fight, can he heal up in time to make that fight? I think they'll probably do that. Yeah, he does have predatory style like jujitsu. Yeah, he's very active and he's looking to try to end people. Yeah, I do. I agree. Fluffy versus another wrestler is going to be fun. And Fluffy is just a exciting fighter, in my opinion. I think he's a really exciting fighter, whether it's grappling or even striking. And calling for Hamza to get deported. He's already out of the country. I don't know what's going on with that dude. His visa and um, what's that guy's name? Sadakov, is that his name? Yeah. That whole situation was so sketchy and weird. Then you got Justin Gaethje and Kamaru Usman, Henry Cejudo feeding into that. Like that whole thing was just weird. I always wanted to see Robert versus Sean Strickland, but Sean is probably getting his title shot since Hamzat pulled out. I think that we could see Robert versus Sean Strickland, but Sean has to do work and Robert has to do work for that to happen. Robert has to beat Ikram and maybe wait or fight Hamzat or whomever. And Sean has to beat the winner of DDP and Izzy. I think it could happen though. I think it's very possible. Yeah, that agreed, Jamie. Like I don't think they're gonna let Hamzat back. I hope they do. I hope they figure it out. I know that he changed his citizenship to Abu Dhabi so that he could get the ability to come back to the United States. But that's a big thing. Like the UFC hasn't said anything about it, but or at least not that I can remember. But um, they're not going to want a champion that can't fight in the United States. They can't headline a card in Las Vegas or Madison Square Garden. Like if you can't do that, then what they need you to be champion for? I don't know. I don't know if it's P. I don't think it's PDs. I think he's just over there eating whatever he sees. If Fluffy is the fighter that Kobe has night terrors of, a Mexican that can out wrestle him. Yeah. And Kobe, he got his own set of problems. So I'm assuming Robert versus Imavov is next for him. I forgot all about Imavov. Man, for Imavov, I hope that they just redo the. I'm in the minority here, I think, but I hope that they do him against Jared Cannonier. I just redo it so we can get some finality to it because we all, at least I think that was an early stoppage. I think that he was hurt. I thought that he was trying to recover, but he was still aware, still defending himself. I would prefer for them to rebook that and just and if he wins, he wins, you know. But at least let it be an actual for sure definite win. Yeah, Robert got screwed again. Aliskerov. That's what I was saying earlier, dude. Like, he's just in a weird position, in a very, very weird position. And a lot of things had to fall right for him in order for him to get another title shot. And it's possible, but he might need to go train with Sean just to make sure Sean is ready for for whomever he's facing. Like, I mean, I'm just kidding. I don't think he should go do that, but he does need Sean to do a lot for him to get a title shot because they're not going to let him. They're not going to really push for an Izzy fight if Izzy wins because we already saw how that works out. And then DDP is even more recent, and he finished him. So then he'd have a title shot if he wins again, and only if it's DDP or Sean as champ. Maybe, maybe. Yeah, I hope that happens. I've heard that the matchmakers were considering doing Jared against Nasruddin in Paris because of how that ended. That's what I've heard. I don't think that he was done. I think that he was hurt. I don't think he was done. They will they will consider redoing it. They definitely will. They definitely will. Yeah. Closure. Yep. Definitely need that. Cool, y'all. So man, I know that Frankie, are you still on? I'm trying to see when you're going live to let everybody know when you're going live. Um this was a pretty good turnout for the first one. So just so y'all know, I'm gonna do this every Tuesday, same time. So send it out to everybody. Aaron, we love the raids, so bring all those ITP people. Um, all that is appreciated, and make sure everybody's going to Frankie's stream that he's doing later on. I think he's gonna do it in about an hour and a half. So yeah, make sure y'all jumping on that. But before I go, let me see what Aaron said. Did you see Buckley into fighting Wonder Boy? Oh yeah, I did see that. I did see that. Wonder Boy is not gonna fight him. Well, maybe he is. Maybe he is. Wonder Boy is pretty anxious to fight, and in his last fight, I mean, he got finished. Right? He got submitted, but it wasn't anything ridiculous or anything like that. There we go. 12:30 his time, so that's 6:30 my time. So 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, and then y'all can figure out what time that is for y'all. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all jumping on. I'm going to jump off. But we'll jump on to Frankie's stream in about an hour and a half. Well, 2 hours.